Hello, and welcome to the TESL Ontario Exchange video series, a new video series from TESL Ontario developed by our members for our members. The aim of this series is to provide a bank of short videos from 5 to 15 minutes in length, consisting of teaching gems, tried and true lesson ideas, technology that helps you work more efficiently, and time-saving tips for educators. My name is Leah, and today it gives me great pleasure to introduce our presenter, Jodi Town. Jodi has been teaching ESL in both link and non-credit ESL programs since 1998. She has her Bachelor of Education in TESL, and she has extensive knowledge in teaching all 4 skills to multi-level classes, both in person and online. She also has extensive experience developing curriculum. She worked with a team of talented individuals on a pilot project developing curriculum for Onyx. As a result of this project, she has a great collection of images that she uses for her speaking and listening practice, activities, and assessment tasks. Today, she'll show us how we can use the same images for both practice activities and assessment tasks in CLB 1 to 4, and a result, save a huge amount of time and energy. Without further ado, let's move on to the presentation. Over to you, Jodi.
Thank you, Leah, for the introduction. As Leah said, I helped create curriculum for Onyx as part of the Anytime ESL team. In our courses, we used images for our speaking assessment tasks. We found it to be very effective as the learners were not able to read the dialogue or any text. They were only able to see the images, which makes the language and dialogue more authentic and more real world, which is our ultimate goal as language instructors. I continue to use this same technique in my in-person and online classrooms. I'm going to show you how you can use images in speaking practice activities and then very easily and quickly use those same images in the assessment task. The topic I chose for today's presentation is Talk to the Doctor About Pain, but I have used this same technique with several topics, such as ordering food and drinks at the coffee shop, giving and following directions, describing the weekend weather, and describing people and problems to the police. I'm going to start with level 1. So you can see how the images and dialogue varies from level 1 to level 4. So I always start with the dialogue or with the sentences that I want the learners to produce. Then I choose the key vocabulary or key phrases I want the learners to say. So in this case, the doctor asks, where do you have pain? The learner has to say in my, and then the body part. So the body parts are the key vocabulary. Then the doctor asks, how much pain do you have? A little or a lot. So I teach those 2 words as well. Keep in mind when I'm doing this, I pre-teach the vocabulary before I introduce the dialogue. So here is an example of a practice slide. The learners see the images. They also see the text under the image. So when I do this in the classroom, I show them the images, I elicit the words, and then the learners practice saying the words and phrases in the context of the dialogue. Here's the assessment slide. So you can see the learners only see the images. So I am the doctor, the learner is the patient. We use the same dialogue, but this time they must listen to my questions, look at the images, and answer accordingly. They are not only seeing this slide, I usually teach 6 to 8 different vocabulary items. So there are 6 to 8 different slides with different body parts and alternating between a little and a lot. So this is level 2. So you'll notice that the dialogue is longer. The key words are still the body parts, a little, some, or a lot. I also pre-teach the pain scale, so numbers from 1 to 10 and what those numbers mean. And then we also look at days and dates as to when their pain started. You'll also notice that in the first 2 replies, the learners answer in complete sentences. So on the practice slide, there are more images and obviously more text. So when I do this in the classroom, we look at the images, I elicit the answers to fill in the blanks, and then we practice saying those sentences in the context of this dialogue. So sorry, going back to the assessment slide. So again, the assessment slide, they only see the images. I am the doctor, they are the patient, and they must look at the images to answer my questions. Moving on to level 3. Again, the dialogue is slightly longer than level 2. You'll notice that all of the answers this time are complete sentences. So in addition to the body parts, the amount of pain, the pain scale, I introduce the simple past regarding time. So when did your pain start? It started 3 days ago, or it started on Monday. I also introduce whether the pain stays for a long time or if it comes and goes. So, I mean, you are free to use what images you choose. I chose this image for come and go. So learners seem to understand that. And then I use a straight line for stay, or stay for a long time. So again, we practice saying the sentences in the context of the dialogue. And then when it is assessment time, they see this slide with only the images. When you get to higher levels and you have more images, you can mix up the questions so that the learners have to listen more carefully to the question in order to answer appropriately. So I like to do this with level 3 and 4. We have a lot of laughs because sometimes they'll answer the questions in the order of the pictures, and it's not correct. So yeah, so that's level 3. And here is level 4. So level 4, the learners are expected to start the conversation. So the doctor asks, what brings you in today? The learners have to look at the first 3 images on this slide and say those sentences. for the first 3 images. So there are 3 sentences. Then the doctor asks the questions, when did your pain start? Same as level 3. Level 4, I introduce constant for pain that stays for a long time, and intermittent for pain that comes and goes. Those of you that are familiar with the ISS of BC videos, we have created this curriculum, these dialogues based on those videos. So if you're not familiar with those videos, I would recommend them when you're teaching your learners how to describe pain. And yeah, so these dialogues work well with those videos. And the final question, how would you describe your pain? At level 4, I teach the types of pain. So throbbing, cramping, sharp. So here is an image of shooting pain. So again, I pre-teach that vocabulary. They see the 6 images of the different types of pain. We practice them, and then they practice saying them in the context of this dialogue. So in the classroom for practice activities, at level 3 and 4, I actually have them working in pairs. So one learner is the doctor, one learner is the patient, and they practice that way. But for the assessment, I am the doctor. So again, the learners see the images, and because there are more images, I tend to mix up the questions just like level 3, so they have to listen carefully in order to answer correctly. Yeah, so I strongly recommend that you too use images for your listening and speaking practice activities, and then your assessment tasks. I hope you found this presentation helpful. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I'd also be happy to share these slides with you. Just send me an email. My email address is on the screen. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Jodi, for sharing such wonderful insights on using images for speaking assessments. It's been a great pleasure hearing you speak. The TESL Exchange video series promises to deliver more education to you in bite-sized videos from ELT professionals regularly. So if you liked our video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you would like to contribute an educational video, make sure to check the link provided in the information box below for all the details of the TESL Exchange video series. Till next time, goodbye.